Cyril Ramaphosa has finally shown his political teeth, and this time, the target is none other than Chauke, the Director of Public Prosecutions for South Gauteng. In a move that sent shockwaves rippling through the country's legal and political circles, Ramaphosa officially suspended Chauke pending an inquiry into his fitness to hold office. For many South Africans who have long bemoaned the sluggish pace of accountability and justice in high places, this is the kind of decisive action they've been begging to see from the president. But it also opens up a hornet's nest of political speculation, legal chaos, and power games that could either signal a new dawn or blow up spectacularly in Ramaphosa's face. The suspension of Chauke is no small matter. We're talking about a man who's been a key figure in the prosecutorial machinery of South Africa for over a decade. His office has overseen some of the country's most high-profile criminal cases, many involving politicians, corporate elites, and state capture investigations. So for Ramaphosa to suspend him, and not just hint, or defer, or consult legal experts, but to actually take the step and say, enough is enough, that is a thunderbolt. Insiders say the decision didn't come overnight. Tensions have been brewing for months between the presidency and the National Prosecuting Authority. Accusations have been flying around about selective prosecution, foot-dragging on key corruption cases, and internal sabotage. Chauke, it seems, was right in the middle of that web. There have been whispers, growing louder each week, that Chauke was seen to be protecting certain political interests and deliberately stalling sensitive prosecutions. When the heat became too intense and the smoke too thick to ignore, Ramaphosa made the call. And here's where it gets interesting. Ramaphosa is not known for making bold, confrontational moves. His presidency has often been described as cautious, deliberative, sometimes even maddeningly slow when it comes to acting against his allies or members of the ANC. But with the 2026 national elections on the horizon and public trust in institutions nearing rock bottom, it appears Ramaphosa has decided to throw away the silk gloves and reach for the iron fist. Critics are already split down the middle. Some are praising the move as long overdue. They argue that the only way to restore faith in South Africa's democratic project is to ensure that no one, not prosecutors, not ministers, not even ANC comrades, is above scrutiny. Others are more cynical, calling the suspension a political stunt designed to distract the public from Ramaphosa's own weaknesses and the ANC's continued failures in governance. After all, suspending a DPP is headline material, but it doesn't fix rolling blackouts, a failing rail system, or widespread poverty. But let's not gloss over the potential legal implications here. Ramaphosa's move isn't just political theater, it has real consequences for ongoing prosecutions and the internal functioning of the NPA. If Chauke is found to have interfered with cases or acted in a manner unbefitting his office, that could open the door to appeals, mistrials, and even legal collapses of major cases. And that's a Pandora's box nobody wants opened. The last thing South Africa needs is to watch years of work unravel in courtrooms because the man at the helm may have compromised the process. That said, the inquiry into Chauke's fitness to hold office is going to be a spectacle. You can already smell the legal briefs being sharpened, the political posturing from rival factions, the anonymous leaks to the media. The ANC's internal war rooms are probably already buzzing. This isn't just about one prosecutor. This is about factional warfare inside the ruling party, and Ramaphosa is now on record as choosing a side. He didn't just suspend a man, he drew a line in the sand and dared anyone to cross it. Chauke, for his part, is reportedly lawyering up and preparing to challenge the suspension. Sources close to his camp suggest he believes the move was unconstitutional and politically motivated. If that's the case, buckle up, because this could escalate all the way to the Constitutional Court. And if Chauke gets reinstated, or if the inquiry collapses due to procedural missteps, Ramaphosa's credibility will take another hit he simply cannot afford right now. The opposition parties are also having a field day. The EFF and the DA have already issued separate statements, both oddly aligning for once in saying they welcome the inquiry, but for very different reasons. The EFF sees it as proof that the entire justice system is compromised and needs dismantling. The DA sees it as vindication for its years-long campaign to clean up the NPA. And in the middle of all this are ordinary South Africans, shaking their heads, wondering if this will finally mean jail time for some of the big fish, or just another chapter in the never-ending saga of accountability theatre. There's also the risk that this could backfire within the ANC itself. Ramaphosa has many enemies in the party, silent ones, waiting for an opportunity to strike. If this move is perceived as a betrayal of certain factions, especially those with ties to Chauke, there could be serious pushback. Resignations, leaks, public statements, even votes of no confidence, all are back on the table. Remember, Ramaphosa survived failure by a thread. This might just snap that thread completely. But for now, Ramaphosa stands tall. For once, he's not deflecting. He's not dodging tough questions or kicking cans down the road. He acted. And that, in a country starved of decisive leadership, matters. Whether it was wise or reckless, time will tell. But it's a statement. The days of quiet diplomacy might be over. The era of cleaning house, with actual consequences, may have just begun. South Africa watches closely now. Every legal filing, every statement from the presidency, every courtroom update will be picked apart like a national sport. Because this isn't just about Chauke. This is about whether the president has the will, the courage, and the strength to take on the rot in his own backyard. The next few weeks could define Ramaphosa's legacy, not in speeches, but in action. Until then, stay sharp, stay tuned, and stay watching, because the fireworks are just beginning. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to know the truth behind the headlines. Catch you in the next one.